Hello, it's me, Angela. I've been trying to work up the energy to do this. I'm currently sick. I have some sort of viral thing happening. It's none of the big ones. Tests are negative for COVID and flu A and flu B. So it's just something viral. So I don't feel great. Coughing a lot. You probably hear it in my voice. If I cough or sniffle, I will try to edit that out, but I may miss some, so. Okay, today's tarot reading is long, and it starts out on the rough side, okay? Stay with me. This is going to be a longer one. I've got my notes over to the side. I'm going to have to scroll them, because it's a lot, and I can't see it small enough to have it all on one page. I really should probably have my glasses on. Oh well. So, I used the Teknebrae tarot from Pixel Occult. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And here is the cards we got. We got the 5 of Coins, the 10 of Cups, and the Hierophant. Now, I don't do a card-by-card explanation. When I read, I take the reading as a whole, so you're not going to hear me say very often, like the 10 of Cups means this, so here it's this. You're not really going to hear me say that very often, because I just let the draw as a whole speak to me. So, what does this mean for us? What is the message of this reading? So, the message of this reading is taking care of yourself and those you love. Who watches out for you? Who is the you and your family's support? The people you care about, who's their support? Who's your support? Bigger question. And it's you. You're the only person in life that you can 100% count on. Humans will disappoint us, just like we disappoint other humans, okay? You may have the best friends and family in the world, but sometimes they're not going to be able to be there for you. And it may not be their choice. It might be, circumstances outside of their control. But no one is going to be able to 100% always support you and be there for you other than yourself. So, what do we do about that? Well, first of all, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, I promise. I'm more of a realist. So, there's a few things we can do to kind of help this, okay? When it comes to your current relationships, try to foster a few of really close relationships where, you know each other really well and you can count on each other. Because the more people you have that are people who would, be able to help you or be support for you or whatever you need, the more people you have, the more chances that one of them will be available when you need that support yourself. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You have to also give in those relationships. You can't just take. It needs to be a balanced, healthy relationship. So you also need to be there for them. So if you have a couple or a few people that you feel like fit the criteria, they know you well, and they're generally going to be there for you if you need something, if you need help or support or whatever, then having multiple people like that, more chance that someone actually is available when you need them. Generally, really close relationships like that are few and far between. You might have 2 people, you might have 5 people. that you feel that way about. So if you're able to have multiple relationships like that, it helps. It helps you go through all the rough patches where you need someone there to support you and take care. Make sure watch out for you guys. Like if you're sick, bring you some food over, things like that. So that's one thing we can do. Let's try to have multiples. But I'm well aware that's not always an easy thing to do. I have never been someone who's had a lot of friends, so what else? What else can we do? Well, we can turn inward. We can turn inward to ourselves, to our higher self, our soul, our inner self. There's different terms you can use for it. But basically, it's a part of ourselves that is above our human selves. Not physically, but you know what I mean. And that part of us has way more knowledge than we know. You might even call it your subconscious. So, have a conversation with it. Whatever you believe, whether you believe it's your higher self, your soul, whatever fits what you believe, have a conversation with it. Talk it through. Talk about what the situation is that you're needing this support and guidance and such on. So a meditation can be good to help you connect to and hear guidance from your inner self. Guided meditation, there's some guided meditations out there that are just for this purpose, or self-directed, whatever works for you. If meditation is not your thing, you can journal. Journal's a great way. Just get a notebook out or open up a document on your computer and start typing, and just start writing or typing, what's happening, what's the situation. And then you'll kind of get things that come to you that are about it as well, but maybe you hadn't thought. So you just want to journal until you feel like there's not much else for you to learn. That can be a way of tapping into your subconscious. You can use divination tools. I am going to have to drink water multiple times because coughing. You can use divination tools to check in with your higher self and such. So, tarot is one of mine, obviously. Pendulum, runes, I can't think of others. Apparently, I've just forgotten. Yeah, I can't think of other. Sorry. Oracle decks, of course, they kind of, for me, they fall under the tarot category in terms of its cards that you pull to get your message. So, those are options, of course. There's a lot of other things you can do, though. You can say, like, okay, the next song that comes on the radio is going to have advice for me. Or, I'm going to take this book I have, and I'm just going to randomly flip to a page, and that page is going to have guidance for me. It could be things like that, which are great. There's plenty of ways to divine. Some people stare into a candle flame until they see shapes, or there's just all sorts of ways that you can connect with your inner self, and it's a damn good idea to do it, because your inner self is something you can rely on 100%. It will always be there for you. It will never leave you stranded, ever. Always will be there, okay? So, there's other places too, though. Another place you can turn to is the spirit realm. I don't mean ghosts. I mean, maybe you got a wise ghost hanging around that can help you. I mean, any sort of spiritual beings. I consider that to be just about every, I guess, kind of supernatural thing. So, like, if you believe in guardian angels, or you work with angels in any capacity, deities, archetypes, ancestors, dragons, unicorns, um, elementals, the fae, they're a little tricky, but if you work with them, it's good for you. So this kind of realm of spiritual beings that you can call on, and they will be there for you. They are always happy to be there for you, except maybe the fae, because they're a little tricky. I personally, out of those, I work with angels. I work with deities, although I see it as a side-by-side relationship, not a worship. I work with a little bit with dragons and unicorns, but not a ton. Mainly angels and deities for me. So how do you connect to them to get messages? Well, you can do the exact same thing that I mentioned about going to your inner self. Meditation, journaling, divination. You can use that all the same way to get messages from these spirit beings, okay? And let's see. Where am I at in my reading? Okay. So we've talked about a few different places you can turn to. Physical and life friends, your inner self, and spirit beings. So, how can we connect with them, okay? And I know I've just talked about some certain methods, but I want to go into a little bit of detail. Okay, so like, for example, if you're going to take some time to try to tune in to your inner self, as an example, turn off electronics. Go, what's the word? Unplug for an hour. Just no phone, no, no tablet, no TV, no computer. Of course, if you're using like your phone, tablet, or computer to do your journaling, obviously you can do that. But try not to get distracted and start scrolling Facebook or TikTok or something. So plug in or unplug. Unplug is a good way to get yourself in a way that you need to be in order to hear. I am always going to recommend going out in nature if it's possible for you. I know it is not possible for everyone. I don't even really do it as much as I love it because I live in an apartment complex. And all the grass around here is where people walk their dogs, and they do not follow the rule to clean up after their dogs. So I'm not going out there and sitting in the grass. Not happening. I won't go take a walk by myself because of medical conditions I have. So I personally don't really have a way to get out in nature very often. But if you can, it's a damn good way to connect, all right? Sit under a tree, sit next to a stream if you're a water person, go to the woods, go to your backyard, wherever. Ideally, whatever place you decide to go to for your session to tune in to your guides and such, it should be on the quiet side. It shouldn't be too loud. Don't do it at Walmart. Even a library, though, you can do it because they're pretty quiet. So you want to try to get some quiet. Again, that may not always be possible. Do the best you can. Another thing you can do that's kind of still nature-y is you can take a shower, a nice long shower or bath with, nice hot water and just some time to yourself. It may not be easy to do that. I know, not everyone can find time. Do the best you can. You can sleep. You can take a nap. Or when you go to bed at night, set the intention that you will have a dream that gives you guidance, okay? Now, all of these methods of how to do this, your journaling, your meditating, your dreaming, you're going out in nature, all of these things that we're going to do to try to tune in to our higher selves and spirit beings, you may not get it right away. You may not see any results. You may not feel like you got an answer. That's okay. Keep trying. Because the more you work that muscle, so to speak, the stronger it becomes. So maybe it'll take you 3 tries, 5 tries before you feel like you got any sort of guidance. That's okay. And it still gave you more experience with it. And more experience with it makes it easier in the future to be able to contact, your inner self or deities or whatever it may be, whatever spirit beings you're working with. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So don't feel upset if you don't get an answer right away. If it feels like nothing happened, don't worry about it. Keep doing it. Practice. Okay? You are the strongest advocate for yourself and your family. And if you've tried everything else, maybe try something new, like connecting to your inner self or connecting to spirit beings of some sort that you resonate with. Okay? Long message today, but that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Bye.